Cross that kiss off 2 a.m. Came and went out your end as it slid into my look to my.
The last year and a half of college, I really dove in on social media, and my now manager, Robert Philhart, saw one of the videos that I'd posted, reached out to me, and invited me to an ASCAP songwriting workshop, which brought me to Nashville for the very first time. During my last year of college, I came down here once a month and really dove into co-writing and sort of developed a foundation that gave me the confidence to move here after graduation.
But what's the plan in my head?
So we're currently in Music Row here in Nashville, and before coming here for the first time, I didn't realize what Music Row was. Didn't know that all the record labels and publishing companies and studios and stuff are all in this like 1 mile block. And actually we're walking by the first studio I ever went to here in Nashville and recorded some stuff in.
You're at the studio, what are you doing?
We're tracking some demos today.
Demo.
The band, they're just killing it. I don't even know how. This is just like baffling. They're yeah, killing it. There we go, rocked it. A year after my first demo session, I went to the studio with my producer, Zach Aubin, and recorded the first 3 singles that I'd ever put out. He cut my very first singles, Drive, My Kind of Morning, and Why Should We? Things this time around meant a lot more. There's a lot more work done on each track by the musicians there and by Zach and I. I had my first co-write shortly after coming to Nashville for the very first time, and the first guy that I ever wrote with had some success up to that point, and I had never written with anybody, so I was more fired up to prove myself and showcase something that I knew I could do, just haven't had the chance to do yet. It's gonna be hard to hit the keyboard. Oh yeah. I think one of the biggest advantages of being a young writer is just not knowing the rules behind writing. So I just end up creating music that I like, which is always changing. I'm always listening to different things, and in doing that, I hope that if my interests translate to what other people would want to listen to.
What do you think about bumping it up a click or two?
I was like thinking about coming back and forth to Nashville for a while there meant writing a lot of songs, and moving to town with a publishing deal meant writing more songs. But the great part about writing is it gives me an opportunity to say what I want to, but all the while, like, I had this goal of being a performer. Well, so my name's Chase Wright. Thank you guys so much for having me. One of the coolest things that's happened so far in this whole music journey that like really gave me confidence that it was all like working out was probably my first time playing at the Bluebird Cafe, which was the first live performance I had here in Nashville. And it was also the first time I ever got to play songs that I'd written live. It was with a couple artists that I had listened to since before I even knew how to play guitar, and so it was a really cool moment for me. This next song is called Drive. Looking back at my short time in Nashville and short time being here as an artist, if I had to give any advice to somebody coming in here for the first time or sort of running the same course, it'd be to be consistent. If you display your passion with what you're doing and are consistent with it, like, other people will see that. They called it a 10-year town for a reason. It's because it could take a little bit longer to make things happen, and so just make sure to persevere and keep at it. It's like crazy to be here in Nashville only a couple years after I started playing guitar, like releasing music and seeing people's reaction to hearing it. And people being able to hear what I'm creating and working hard on, like, all across the world is such a cool feeling.
Yeah.